So I meant to do a Fallout or TF2 prop next, but I've had this robot prop sitting around unfinished for like 2 months, and it's been driving me insane. So I just decided to power through this one today instead. For this build, you'll need PVC EVA foam, white glue, hot glue, paint, a respirator mask, sponge brushes, scissors, razor pens, or a box cutter. So I started making this at school on a day when I didn't have my camera with me. Always have your camera with you, guys. So that's why these parts are already finished, but it's just foam. I'm not gonna bother doing measurements for this because I did the whole thing totally randomly from my brain. I'm not basing this off of something that already exists. I mean, it's loosely based on Iron Giant, but you know, I'm making it up as I go along. I basically just cut pieces of EVA foam and hot glued them together to get the shapes and structures that I wanted. When I finished a part, I would coat it in 5 layers of watered down white glue to make it easier to paint. I like the arms and legs from this earlier robot that I built, but the body was just completely wrong for what I eventually want to use this for, so I cut off the arms and legs. This is horrifying for me to watch. I probably shouldn't have built it with facial expressions, right? Father, no. So this is going to be for this 1950s B movie that I want to make about a killer robot from space. So that's the aesthetic I'm going for, like 50s sort of deal. I cut holes in the robot that PVC would fit through so that I could use them to make movable joints for like its head and arms. This is the base of the body. All that random foam is support. This band goes around the body. I made a complicated thruster assembly out of toilet paper rolls and scrap EVA foam for the back of the robot. I'm sort of going for Evil Iron Giant with this one, or that killer robot from Zathura, you know, like the space version of Jumanji. It wasn't a great film, but I really like the production design. If you haven't figured this out yet, this is supposed to be a miniature. Basically, I'll film it in front of a green screen with like some greened out puppet armature and make it look like it's 100 feet tall attacking a 1950s town. I don't know when I'm gonna film that. I've got a bunch of projects ahead of it, but I want this prop to be done right now. And this final rocket thruster goes in the middle. I put this design in front because I think it brings to mind retro styles. I don't know, I look at this and I see the front of old steam engines. The eye is actually the focusing lens from an old slide projector that the school threw out, and now it's mine. I covered up the writing with hot glue. These bolts act as a hinge for the jaw. There it is attached to the jaw. I had to make new shoulders for the arms. Here are all the new robot components, sealed in white glue and ready to paint. I cut a hole in the back where I can attach a PVC stand for when I go to picture. It's next to impossible to get a robot like this to stand up on its own, so I think I mentioned already, I'm gonna put an armature in the back and like I'll move it around like a marionette and get rid of it in post. You should always spray paint outside, but depending on where you live, you may have to fend off seagulls. Hey! Do a base coat of black to imply weathering for the areas where the top coat of silver might not reach. Be super vigilant. This is all because my roommate fed him. Never saw Hitchcock's The Birds, apparently. Do a top coat of silver. Take off your masking and assemble the pieces. And there you go, 1950s evil robot. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, then you can subscribe and click send me updates to find out about new tutorials. You can also help out the channel by visiting my Patreon page. Right now the proceeds for that are going towards a Harley Quinn themed test film for some older props that I built. I know I've been talking about that for a while, but sometimes it takes a while to make movies. That's why I make more DIYs than test films. You can see those and other tutorials right here. Next, I think I'll do a gaming prop. I was gonna do the new Pip-Boy, but a lot of people want to see the laser rifle. Also, I haven't done a TF2 prop in a while. Should probably do one of those. Okay, that's everything. Jake out.